win, baby.
You know what it is. Just win, baby. What's good with it? What's good in your hood? What's goody in your hoodie? It's your boy Black, quarterback. It's Friday night. It's like 1 week closer to the season. Let me get this mic right. I hear some crazy little noise. Yeah, what's up with y'all on this Friday evening, Memorial Day weekend? Frank, what's good? Bruce Willis, what's good? What's good with my peoples? Make sure y'all hit that like button, you know what I mean? Hey, where you're hacking in from. I need them area codes. I need them area codes. Hey, does it sound good, or do y'all hear that little noise? It's making a little noise. I don't know if you guys hear it or not, but let me know if you hear it, if it's good. Yo, what's up with it? Hey, have y'all heard? Hold on, let me put the thumbnail up. Because I was when I saw this, I was kind of tripping. This is a Got Smoke show. You know, Friday we do Got Smoke shows. So whatever you guys got smoke with, y'all can bring it to the table and we will talk about it. But it looked like Pete Carroll and your boy Patrick Graham that got 88 and up out the gate, he had funk with your boy Pete Carroll. So how many of you guys heard that essentially Pete Carroll was calling all the defensive plays and Patrick Graham essentially only had 6 quarters of actual coaching of his own, and that's because he went rogue. And then out of those 6 quarters, allegedly he gave up 9 points. So I don't know if I believe it or not, but this is what they're saying. And the 6 quarters reference stems from reports that Patrick Graham was only able to run his preferred defensive scheme for a brief period early in the season. When Pete Carroll took over, he essentially took control of the defense and forced Graham to abandon his original system to run Carroll's traditional cover 3 scheme. The tension and adjustments between Graham and Carroll generated notable storylines throughout the season. The scheme shift. Reports indicated that Pete Carroll's cover 3 system was drastically different from Graham's original approach, leading to a noticeable disconnect on the sidelines. The defensive struggles. Under Carroll's control, the Las Vegas defense slid significantly, finished tied for 25th in the league in scoring defense. So, let me just go ahead and finish. Despite the poor overall result and lack of alignment, Graham received some credit for finding ways to make adjustments and hold several opponents under 20 points during stretches in the second half of the year. I was trying to tell you guys there was something going on with that defense, but I thought it was more so because the offense was lacking, right? I thought they was lacking and they macking and they was slacking. So it made the defense, get tired. But come to find out, Patrick Graham was tired. He was tired of the old man BS. So kind of believe it for the simple fact that Pete Carroll wanted to bring in certain players and, bring in like the strong nickel package. And those weren't coverages and packages that Patrick Graham was using. I thought they were working well together. I thought the defense was doing fairly good at the beginning of the season. I know we were like top 15 for a minute. And then once the offense just could not ever get it going, then essentially the defense kind of gave up. But now looking like, based on what these stories talking about, it was funk season with Patrick Graham and Pete Carroll. So not only did Pete Carroll have an issue with Chip Kelly, he had an issue with Patrick Graham, allegedly. So it seemed like that whole situation was just one big clusterfuck. Man, So, what do you guys think about that? Do you guys got, you know how we do it on the smoke show? Do you got big smoke with that? Do you got medium smoke with that? Or do you got little smoke with that? Because me, I got medium smoke with this. I don't necessarily have big smoke with it because I think uh, being that Pete Carroll was the elder statesman and he was the head coach, he is a defensive coach. He is going to have his fingerprint on the defense. Now, consequently, when you're the defensive coordinator, what happens is you're the odd man out. And if you're the defensive coordinator and you can't call plays, then you're not the defensive coordinator. And essentially, it looked like Pete Carroll was the defensive coordinator. Is that why he made Patrick Graham leave the booth and come on the field? So then that way he can have more control that way? What do you guys think about that? Let's get to the chat. What's up with the let's see what's up with people's. Dopamine was good with it. I never heard I never heard that. Let me see, let me get my let me live there. Let me- Let's see. 'Cause that's crazy. But now I believe it though. I definitely believe it. Because it is so we the Raiders we literally put the fun in dysfunction. I'm telling y'all, we really do. Okay, so I never heard of that before, but that does not surprise me one bit. Right? It don't surprise me one bit either. That makes sense actually because I don't remember seeing a single rotation zone last season. And so, and another thing was everybody always was complaining about Patrick Graham playing, having his corners play off uh, on third downs. And I didn't see a lot of that either. I saw a lot of influence by Pete Carroll. I really did. I seen a lot of influence on Pete Carroll. So what I will say is not like Patrick Graham was a world beater at defense. We were really trying to get rid of Patrick Graham every chance we could, and I was really a proponent for Patrick Graham because I saw what he was doing. I seen what Pete Carroll was doing last year and Patrick Graham. I thought Patrick Graham upgraded his defensive calling last year because I did see our defense play a little bit more aggressive. The only issue is we just didn't have free safety, and we had like a first year free safety that used to be a strong safety. And if anybody knows, playing strong safety and free safety is definitely night and day. Um, well, I don't know, might be difference of night and midday. So uh, the defense was predicated on stopping the run. We kind of stopped the run. We was having issues tackling a lot of times, but sometimes we were present on the run game, and that's when teams just started throwing on us. So yeah, I'm not surprised about that. Um, now it just makes me feel better about just getting rid of the whole throw away the whole what they say, throw away the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? Throw away the whole shenanigan. And so if it was that much going on, then it needed to be blown up. If this is true. The messed up part about this is it was just so much infighting that it made our season probably like one of the worst seasons that we had because our offense was funking with the defense. Now it looked like the defense was funking with the defense. And then the offense was funking with the offense because Pete Carrollson was the offensive line coach for Chip Kelly. And Chip Kelly had a quarterback that he probably didn't want. So, they threw Geno Smith onto him, which was actually a Pete Carroll guy. So I guess the writing was on the wall, was really, really bad. I'm glad we passed that. So what do you guys think? You guys got big smoke for that, a little smoke, or medium smoke, or no smoke? Because You guys might just not care anymore. But me, I gotta leave them smoke. We're gonna talk about a couple other things tonight, but I did want to address that to see if you guys have heard about that. We're gonna talk about oh yeah, we're gonna talk about the Jeanty Christian McCaffrey comp. We're gonna talk about these are things I got smoke for. Maybe not a lot of smoke, but a little smoke or medium smoke. And the things I hear and see if you guys agree or not. The wide receiver room is the weakest in the NFL. Got smoke for that. We're gonna talk about the Kubiak presser a little bit. We're gonna talk about Stukes. Is he a safety or a nickelback? And if you guys haven't watched the videos I dropped yesterday and today, go and check those out. There also will be in the playlist at the end of this video. So all you gotta do is hit the little button and then it'll go to the playlist and it's regular content starting from the off season in there. So you might want to check that out because I got poor man's copyright. I'm putting all my thoughts ahead of time before the season on one record. So then that way, when people get to being excited about how good we are or how well we're playing, not to say we're going to be world beaters, but all those people that's hiding in the shelters right now, please don't come out and be the biggest fans when the Raiders start winning. Y'all can come out. I ain't saying don't come out, but don't come out acting like y'all was uber uh confident about what was going on. We're gonna also talk about the toughest position battles you guys are looking for and our projected secondary. Also, I want to know something for you guys to think about. Who do you want to start on the O line? Not who you think is going to start on the O line. Who do you want to start on the O line? So let me know. Is the sound good? Let me know if the sound is good, y'all. Because I keep hearing this little buzzing noise. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. But if you guys can't hear it, I'm cool. Frank Weber says past tense, old news. Justice for 12, what's up with it? He said, I knew something was up. Our defense was somewhat decent, 23, 24 under Graham until injuries. Yeah, I think a lot of people were giving Patrick Graham a hard time. Uh, and it is simple because we just were inept at that offense. I mean, it's called complementary football for a reason. You got to play complementary football, which is what we have a hard time doing is playing complementary football. But I think that's going to be a thing that we do this year is complementary football. And how do you start complementary football? By running the ball. Whether it works or not, you still have to run the ball. I mean, like, look, we were throwing the ball and going 3 and out anyway. So if you run the ball first down, get a yard or two, run the ball on second down. I'm not saying you got to always run it on second down, but if you run the ball on second down and then you get 2 yards, then it's 3rd and 6. Okay. You wanted to get it like 3rd and 5 or less is manageable. Really like 3rd and 4. This 3rd and 4 gives you the option to either run or pass, depending on what defense they line up in. But if let's just say, and then you don't get the first down because of incomplete pass, you still establishing the run. You go out next series, same thing. First down, you might get 4 yards this time. You might throw a pitch or a toss, or let's just say if you do run it again and you get 2 yards, then you get a first down, because now it's like 3rd and 4, and you get a first down, then you get a new set of downs, and then you can play action on first down. That's when you play action, not when you come out first in the game, having established a run, play action. You're not pulling no defense doing that. So even if on that second series, you run the ball on first down, keep it consistent, play action on second. Or they might think you're going to throw it. You run it anyway, establishing the run. And I think that's something we're going to do. And we saw Coach Koob say And we expect a lot out of Ashton. Because the people were talking, they asked about the pressure. They want to put pressure on him, and Blue was like, "Yeah, we want to put all this pressure on him. We don't give him all the smoke." And in true champion winning mentality fashion, Ashton Jeanty came out and said, "Man, I ain't trying to come off the field unless I gotta come off the field." Is it because he got Washington behind him, or is it because he's just a beast? He's a dog. He's a beast. He's a dog. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. This year on offense, we got dogs. On defense, we got big cats. Offense got dogs. Defense got big cats. Check out the videos I've done where we talked about the O line. I described each O lineman that we had at the time as a certain type of dog that they are. Now we got some more dogs in there. I gotta think about Treydan. What kind of dog is he? What kind of dog do you think Treydan is? Let me see. Let me get some suggestions from you guys. What kind of dog you think Treydan is? Well, I guess we'll see when he play a little bit. He might give you an idea. Thanks, Trevor. Frank Weber about the audio. He said we got killed on time of possession last year. Whose fault was that? Whose fault at the time of offense? That's offense fault. Time possession is controlled by the run game. Just like when you play teams like Buffalo and you want to keep Josh Allen off the field, you run the ball. Because see, when you run the ball and then you run the ball, the clock is still running. I mean, I get it like early in the quarter the clock still run, but I'm just saying like the clock stayed running when you run the ball. So, and if you can accumulate first downs and you punt the ball off, and then the other team run the ball and they drive the ball and get a couple first downs, even if they don't score and they punt, they still control the time of possession, and all that adds up. And then at the end of the game, all that stuff shows up. When you start seeing them linemen with their hands on their hips, then you know it's all bad. So I would say it's the offense fault of that primarily. What up with my brethren, rather being? What's up with brethren? Um, I mean, sure, defense can help with the time of possession if they just get off the field, create some three and outs themselves. Yeah. But if you have a team that's establishing a run and they got them trenches, they're going to control the time of possession. That's why I think we're going to be better at time of possession this year for the simple fact that we're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball, y'all. So, Justice 412. Hey, let me tell you something about this part right here. We had horrible play calling last year. That will kill time of possessions every time. If you come out and throw the ball on first down, right? Incomplete, and then you run the ball, and then you throw the ball again, and then you punt the ball, you're not taking none of time off the clock. Not only that, your defense just sat down and just got some water. Just sat down and got some water and flipped the iPad real quick. And then on top of that, the offense was turning the ball over like crazy. Like crazy. Like we will literally cause a turnover and then get the ball right back. Or we'll cause the turnover and they'll go three and out. Like the offense was killing us with that, but that's not gonna happen. I knew that was gonna happen with Chip Kelly. I'm pretty sure that I was probably like one of the five people in the whole Raider Nation, although I never heard the other four that did not like that hire upon knowledge. Upon knowledge of that, I did not like that for the simple fact that Chip Kelly is not a leader of men. He got ran out the NFL. In college, he got ran out being a head coach, was reduced to a coordinator, and the only light that he got was that national championship in Ohio. And that's how he was able to backdoor his way into the NFL, get a contract from the Raiders, most expensive contract, highest paid contract of an offensive coordinator from somebody that wasn't calling plays in the NFL. Like you talking about a long shot. That's a longer shot than Jamont McCoy situation. I would have more faith in the Jamont McCoy situation tenfold than I did uh, Chip Kelly because of his track record. So it's good though. I'm glad that we really bossed up and pulled the trigger on that and got him up out of there. And we got Pete Carroll up out of there too. And we got Patrick Graham up out of there. So do you guys think this in your mind, just opinion, do you guys think Patrick Graham is a better D coordinator than Coach Robbie will be? Let me know in the chat. Go ahead and hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button so we can get this thing cracking on this Friday night because we just doing a freestyle show. You know what I'm saying? It's Friday. I'm gonna do these either Friday or Saturday, so that way when the season comes, we can we can we can talk all this stuff before the game on Sunday, and then we can go out as a nation together on one accord, and then we can come right back next week and talk about what we need to fix and all that. But who do you think is the better coordinator? And I understand Coach Robbie has never been a defensive coordinator yet. But do you think Coach Robbie is going to end up being a better defensive coordinator than Patrick Graham? Kelly was a yeah, Kelly was a bum. Anyone who saw him when he was in Frisco knew that. So Frank Weber, that was that's facts. Let me agree with you on that. But even before that, when he was in Philadelphia, hold on, let me find out because I could not remember this guy name when I was telling you guys about the Chip Kelly situation. Hold on one second. Hey Google, what was the name of that wide receiver that played with the Eagles that went to the concert and had racial slurs, and Chip Kelly was the coach of the Eagles at the time? Riley Cooper. Yeah, he was at a a country western concert. Yeah, Riley Cooper, 2013. He was on camera, video, talking his big one, and Chip Kelly tried to overlook it. And teammates, the brothers wasn't feeling that. You know, like Shady McCoy ain't with that. D Jack, he wasn't with that. They split the locker room. So they got rid of Chip Kelly, and he went to San Francisco, and he just pooped himself all the way around on that one, and then they just essentially like, you gotta go, bro. So he ended up going to college after that, and it just spiraled downhill from there. But yeah, still he ended up back in the NFL, and I think he ended up getting a 2-year contract, 6 million a year. So we ain't met him a quick 12 million, and now I think he coaching again. I see your lineup for your O lineman. We'll talk about that in a quick second. Yeah, Cooper. Yeah, thank you, Ben. Ronnie Cooper. The Rock was good with you. Last season, you couldn't tell who was really running things. It was a dysfunctional at its worst. That's why I said we put the fun in dysfunctional for real because you couldn't tell who was running what. Because I could tell that Chip Kelly was running the offense though. And at halftime, I could tell that Pete Carroll was pissed about it all the time because when they would ask him about, well, what do you guys need to do? And he over there chewing the gum with his Golly G demeanor. Like we need to run the ball. We just need to run the ball. We need to run the ball. We need to run the ball. And what did Chip Kelly do? Play action. Pass, 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 run. Pass, pass, run. Run. Pass, 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 run. That's what we were doing. So yeah, it definitely was dysfunctional, and that's why this is why I say this. This is the exact reason why I say you win championships from the top down, not the player up. Because if it's dysfunctional up here, I don't care how well these guys play. If they can rally together, that's what sabotaging. Because these are the people calling plays. These are the people dictating the personnel. And if you having ego pissing in the wind contests with these people up here, you're gonna have a locker room that's dysfunctional, either doing what they want to do, divided, looking for the check, but they ain't trying to win no Super Bowl. So yeah, you're right. I couldn't tell who was doing what last year. Justice for 12 said, when we run the football effectively, it wears down defenses. We can control time of possession, whether scoring touchdowns or getting in field goal range. We have a three-headed monster at our with our backs. How do you feel about that? Because I hear a lot about him, and I watched him play. I watched them. I went back and watched some games, and I was cool. I was happy. I mean, when I say I was happy, I was saying he's a good player, right? I don't think that, and maybe this is just me because I'm not knowing. I'm not thinking he's better than Washington. I don't think he's better than M Dub. But I don't know. We'll see because competition brings the animal out of people. So we're gonna find out. But it's a luxury to have what appears to be three competent running backs, especially having a running back room with Zamir White, uh, Raheem. Although I like Mostert, um, and then we had Jeanty. And then even like before we had Jeanty, our running back room was Can, garbage pail kid. So we definitely can control the game, whether we score or not. We have three running backs. We can mix it up because sometimes you can end up putting Washington in on first down, especially if we already rank. Let's say we got a first down with Jeanty one time, then we get another first down with Jeanty on first down. I'm not saying get the first down on first down, but let's say he's a running back that was the first down back and he was the first down back the second time. We can put in Washington to come in on that third first down. You know what I'm saying? Keep rotating and then bring Jeanty in, and then mix it up with him be if Jeanty not getting it like he normally would, or same thing with Washington. If he just ain't getting it, Canby can help. So a three-headed monster would be good. So I guess we gotta think of a name for the three-headed monster because I don't like thunder and lightning. I don't like names I've already heard. So we gotta come up with a name for them guys, and I'm gonna think about it. Bueno was good. Yeah, he was chewing that gum hard. I'm telling you, I was counting. I was counting how many how many pieces of gum he was chewing during the game. That boy was going through the pack. It was Willie Wayne, go Raiders. I agree. We had no identity. The season it looked like they had a plan, and then and our, this season it looked like they have. This season it looks like we have a plan, and they're forming an identity. You can see it. You can see what our identity is. You can see what our identity is. Right, Weber. Exactly. How you play action on third and long? Like, come on, bro. Like for real. All right, let's get to the next nothing. So, oh yeah, how many guys? Let me play this for you guys. See how you guys feel about this.
Like, I feel like everybody thinks I'm a cornball.
Most aura, Mendoza.
Fernando.
Gotta go Nando.
I gotta go Nando.
You gotta go Fernando.
Fernando.
Mendoza.
Fernando. Mendoza.
Fernando.
Fernando.
Fernando Mendoza.
Do my dog Fernando. Be my QB.
Heisman winner.
Heisman
winner. Gotta go. I walked around the airport with this guy, and we got swarmed for literally an hour straight.
He's always been the same Nando.
I have most aura. I feel like I have. Thank you guys. I feel like I have the least aura. Like, I feel like everybody thinks I'm a cornball. Hey, there we go. I guess most aura. That's something I never thought I'd get. Really unexpected, but, you know, thanks to the sports system. Thanks, God. Thank you, my teammates. I appreciate the voters, you know. Shout out to voters. That means a lot. That's actually crazy. Wait, it's not like it's not like a prank.
No, you want
Really?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Fernando looked like he ready to ball out in that uniform. That thing looked tapered like just right. You man. So what do you guys how do you guys feel about that? 'Cause everybody talk about corny, stepbrothers and all that. The league has spoken. And they say with the most aura is Fernando El Capitan Mendoza. Now, what I will say is this. No, let me know if you guys got big smoke, little smoke, no smoke, or medium smoke. Let me know. So I will say this. When I met Fernando before we drafted him, I met him at Fanatics Super Bowl party, and I saw him at the Adidas private event. And aura is probably the best word to describe him. There is like an aura about him. First of all, that's why I was telling people that he reminds me of Josh Allen. When I seen him, and was conversing with him, he was like Josh Allen to me. That's what it rang out to me. And the way people gravitated and the way his demeanor was, and it just wasn't fake. You're probably not used to someone being well versed like that all the time, but in the Bay, you run into that. You run into that. So it's not something that's like outside of the scope of what we're used to dealing with or what I'm used to dealing with. And so his aura and who he is and his presence and his ambiance, it is that, right? And so when you hear people say off the field, he's a man's man and he's the same guy and all that, you're hearing that consistently throughout the league. Now, what I'll say that's a good thing too, coming from a quarterback, because once he builds up his cachet, then people know what to expect from their quarterback. Because a lot of times in the heat of the game, players are looking at the quarterback, how he's responding. Because the team goes how the quarterback goes generally. And so if you got a guy that has no highs, no lows, and really just focuses about the business, and then he comes in the huddle and he says, "Hey, don't even trip, we got this." And he looking everybody in the eye like he said, and being able to call the play out and able to let everybody know, "Hey, this is where I need you. Hey, I need you to make this wrinkle," and all that other stuff. Once he gets to that point, people will believe in you, and then you'll be able to run through a wall. That's not where he is right now, but he's definitely building his way up to that. So I have absolutely zero smoke, no smoke at all about the aura of Mendoza. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? What do you guys say? Let's see. Let's see right here. All right, Justin 12 says, I'm really curious to see how Kubiak will utilize three backs this year. Somebody will have 1,000 yards, whether rushing or all-purpose combined. Well, I'm pretty sure that Jeanty's going to have 1,000 yards this year. Yes, 975 last year, as bad as everything was. So I'm pretty sure he's going to have 1,000 yards. I'm expecting him to have over 1150. Actually, I think I need him to have like 1150. Maybe 1250 really is the number, but I think that being that we have three running backs, if it looks like we're gonna have three running backs, then there's not enough carries. Because how many carries do you give? So do you give Jeanty 25, you give Washington like 10 to 12, and then you give Hemby like 4 or 5? So that's 15 plus 25, that's 40 times. That's 40 carries. That's a lot. So I think Hemby might just be the odd man out, barring an injury. Or if we just up and then we want to give him some burn, then I can see that. But I think Jeanty's not trying to come off the field. He looked like he didn't bulked up a little bit more. He was already yoked. He didn't bulked up some more, and he's buying in. So I don't think he's trying to come off the field because he said it. I ain't trying to come off the field unless I got to. And Klub like, hey, I don't know. Let's see what we're gonna do. But he did make a comp to Christian McCaffrey.
When you get
So Christian McCaffrey, sorry about that. That video kept playing. But Christian McCaffrey had 932 snaps, and he was 83% of the offense in 24. And then in 23, it was 812, which is 81% of the snaps. And let's look at Jeanty, 771 snaps, 78% of the offense. That's a high usage. So when Klub was like Christian McCaffrey, when I first heard that, I was like, I don't think we want to use him that much. Don't do like Shanahan, because Shanahan get his players hurt. That's why the Niners always come up short, because like especially like last year, they was hurt in the playoffs.
if you're a Niner fan, what it do? Marshawn Lynch said, I'm already.
You know how it is when we say
If you're a Niner fan, what it do? Marshawn Lynch said, I'm already.
so so I don't know. I think Jeanty will have 1,100, 1,150, and Mike Washington will have about 400. I did see a question about Dylan Lave. I do think Dylan will make the squad. That's a stretch though. I just don't think he's gonna get no burn at running back. Maybe special teams, but they're bringing in a lot of players to try to fill that special team position. Those special team positions like the kickoff return and the punt return. We really trying to find some solid players to put there and some players that we can rely on, because we were essentially just having trials last year with that, and Mustard, I think, did like probably the best, if just one of the best, if not the best. So I think we just need to find somebody that can do that. We have our man Jamal McQuay fielding punts and stuff like that. So would I put him out there to do that? I would say, yeah, I would. I would. So I do think we have a crowded backfield. So I don't think Dylan Lobby's going to get burned at running back. What you guys think? D Minutes, my guy. What's up with you, brethren? Borak says, I believe Mendoza's a really nice and humble man. but he flips a switch when it's time to play. He's not the nice guy when playing, and that's what you want. That's what you want. That's exactly what you want, actually. You want that guy that can hit that switch. That gives none when the game is on. When you once you like, I'm just sitting here thinking, right? I'm thinking I'm one way how I am right now, but then when I was going to the field, like the moment you playing your music on the way there or whatever, boom, boom, boom. You getting into the game, whatnot. But then when I saw the stadium, that's when that switch starts. You know what I'm saying? I used to get goosebumps. I'm starting to get them right now. Oh, I wish I could show you how you get goosebumps, and then you're trying to get into that zone because you know it's about to be a war. I mean, like when you see the other team bust at your stadium, or when you go to a school and you get off the bus, and what I used to do is I used to like, especially I was scouting a player, I would find him and I just watch him, like all doing warm-ups. Like, yeah, I cannot wait for I find somebody that I just don't like you. I just don't like you just because of the way your uniform look like. So you just hit that switch. Same thing like Michael Jordan and them. They'll find any little reason to go at you. Like I've heard stories when Michael Jordan said, "This dude mean mugged me," and the dude was like, "I never even saw him before the game," and he would just create things to flip that switch. So I like that about Mendoza, that he has a switch. One guy off the field, but a total animal on the field. What's up with my boy Pizzle, my Nizzo for Shizzle Wizzle?
None. What's cracking with you? How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm good, brother, man. It's Friday, 1 week closer to the season.
Yep.
As you're right at out.
I'm right at out.
Hey, so what you think about Dylan Lobby? Do you think he gonna make it in this backfield, this crowded backfield, bro?
Lave?
Yeah.
No.
Because we got Hemby, Washington, and Jeanty.
No, I don't think so. I mean, they might keep him around as a backup in case one of them gets hurt,
Yeah.
But I don't see him getting any time if Jeanty and Washington are good to go. He's just gonna be on ice.
Yeah, he got to get in where he fit in.
Yep, because those two are gonna be they're all gonna get a chance, supposedly, right? Well, him and Washington are going to duke it out. It's going to be between those two. Jeanty's already got the starting job. We already know that. So,
right. So Lobby will have to beat out Washington. And the thing about it, if Lobby was really showed himself, we wouldn't have had to go out and get a running back. Not right now.
Right. Well, I think Lobby is all right, but he's no Washington.
No, he's no Washington. No, you're right.
So I'd rather roll with Washington. I want somebody that can get that breakaway speed and still truck some people.
Right. And so I also, since we're talking about the running back room, I don't know if you saw this, but because Coach Kubiak was making a comparison to Jeanty and Christian McCaffrey.
Yep, I've seen this.
Like, so how do you feel about that? Like, do you think we need to increase his usage from 78% to the 80s? Do you think the 70s, high 70s is good? How do you feel about that?
Well, it depends on how bad you want or how hard you want to ride him. You know what I mean? How long do you want him to last in the NFL? Because the more you ride him, right? If you give him the ball 85% of the time, you start cranking it up too much, he's going to start getting injured, bro. Like you can't,
Right.
And then you broke it down. That's like, you get a new car and then you go to the sideshow and shit and you're over revving it, you're going to blow the shit up. You know what I mean? You can't, you gotta, there's a, I'm not saying you can't drive your car fast because they're meant to do that, but they're not meant to sit there and just do donuts and do dumb shit. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could look at what you need to do is figure out how much was the payload before he was out for that whole year 2 years ago. When they had him and he's had his fucked up Achilles tendons. You know what I'm saying? Remember that? Because of the year before when they went to the Super Bowl, they rode him hella hard, bro. Like, I wonder what the percentage of the time he got the ball that year.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because I think so. That was the year before last, right? So that was what was that? 2024 season?
23 or 24, yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
he was out the whole season with that Achilles tendon shit.
right.
But what I want to know what his production was. How much they gave him the ball the year before.
Yeah, that's the point that I was making. Please don't do like Shanahan and get our players hurt, because Shanahan is known for getting his players hurt. Like that's why they can't get over the mountain.
Yeah, we don't want no RG3 shit going on over here, bro.
Mm-mm. Or no CMC injury.
Yeah.
Like I was surprised. I was surprised he didn't get hurt last year, but he did end up getting hurt in the playoffs last year, right? And he got limited a little bit. So he caught up with them in the playoffs. And I don't want that. I don't want that for our team.
Yeah, no. So like I said, the smart thing to do is rack him. I'd rack him at 60, maybe 65%, and let dude carry the rest of the load, dude. What's wrong with that?
I agree.
Well, all you're doing is making him last longer. And if you want to keep him around, if you want to sign him for his 5th year or sign him to a big contract after his rookie contract, then you're going to want more. You're going to want tread still in the tire. If you want to ball the tire out, then give him the ball 85% of the time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just like Justice for 12 just said, he said 80+% usage rate is insane. I see why Niner players be getting injured all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I think 80% is a lot. Me personally.
Well, the other thing is he's not getting the ball handed off to him at 80%. He's getting it thrown to him too. So
right.
Now you're getting exposed on the other end. You're getting exposed for taking big old hits when you go out there and try and start receiving the ball, and then you're also susceptible to knee injuries and ankle injuries because you're making cuts. Guys are trying to take your knees out like they did Bowers last year. These are all things that you need to be aware when you're the top, one of the top dogs in the NFL, like McCaffrey is, right? There's no doubt about it. He's him, but people are gunning for you. People see that and they're like, not on me.
Right. 80% usage is a lot, and I think that we have backs. Like so, but then they have running backs last year too, though.
Who?
They do be having running backs though.
They did. He's decent too. He's good. He's pretty good too. Number 4, I think, is his number. Yeah, he's good. I watched a little bit of him in there. But that's what you got to do.
Robinson from the Redskins or something, the one that got shot.
Yeah.
And came back, yeah. And then even that year McCaffrey got hurt, and they had that one running back that was going crazy until he got hurt. Yeah, but 80% usage, that's too much. And I hope Kubiak is just saying that so teams would think and try to scheme for the run game like that.
Well, what was Marcus Allen's? What was Tony Dorsett's, bro? What look at those guys and shit. What's Bo Jackson's? Look how many times they carried the ball, or even Earl Campbell, or any one of these guys that ran the ball back is Larry Zonka, or a dude from the Steelers,
Emmett.
Franco Harris.
About Emmett. Oh, you talk yeah.
These guys ran. Those guys hardly ever came out the game. Those guys were in the game 100% of the time. They didn't start changing that up until Mercury Morris in like 1970s came in. It was when Miami started using the dual running back system. They used whatever his name was, Comet. Comet was the speedster, and then Zonka wasn't even a running back; he was a fullback.
He's a fullback. They just gave the ball to like a running back.
Yep. He was a beast,
Right.
dude. He didn't stiff arm anybody. He just ran people over, bro.
He reminded me of John Riggins too.
Yeah, Riggins ran like that too.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah. But if they're gonna use him that much, and do you guys in the chat think that Jeanty could catch the ball out the backfield somewhat comparable to CMC?
I think he's yeah, well, he obviously caught the ball last year, right? He had some yards out of the backfield with catches last year, right? What did he get last year?
In receiving yards, I think he had like 400 receiving yards or something like that.
Yeah, see, that ain't bad. We need to pick that up to another 600 though. He needs to be doing 1,000. In my opinion. He should have a minimum of 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving.
Yeah, 346 receiving yards. You're not going to see 1,000-yard receiving and 1,000-yard rushing other than Christian McCaffrey, and that's why the usage rate's so high.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm talking about, dude. It can be done. It is being done every year. He's doing it almost every other year or something. Like it's not not unfathomable. And we're running the same offense, bro. We're running. So why wouldn't we be able?
But we maxing them out though, right?
1,000.
That's because you maxing the player out at that point.
Yeah, well, the player's young. We got him while he's young. Like I said, it depends on what we want and how serious do we want to win. I mean, I agree. If like I said, you could use him 75% of the time or 70% of the time. He's still going to get a bunch of yards, dude. But if they, it depends on how bad they want to lean on him. That's going to be up to Kubiak and them. I guess that's what they're trying to figure out right now in camp. Is how hard can they lean on him?
Okay. So in the chat, give us a number. What percentage do you think we should use Jeanty in our offense? What do you think his usage rate? Should it be sub 80% or above 80%?
Like he probably could have had a 1,000 yard last year if we would have had a decent quarterback, and we would have had
346 yards receiving last year, like 350. So that's a whole lot more yards.
He was what 75 yards away from 1,000. So
yeah,
the 1,000 yards, the rushing is there. He would have probably gotten more passes out of the backfield too if the machine was running right.
If Chip Kelly actually put a check down in the offense, we didn't have
like I said, when the machine is running right, you still got him running halfback outs, halfback.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You still got him running up against a linebacker, bro. You take that all day.
Yeah, that's why McCaffrey used to just run circles around linebackers. They don't even know. He used to run that little arrow route. They didn't know which way he was going.
Yeah.
Like, for real. I could honestly see him getting like Jeanty get like 1,100 yards, 1,150, and get about 500 receiving. Like last year, I made a bet that he wouldn't get 1,800 to all purpose or even 1,600 or whatever. I knew that was going to happen because that's like you have to be intentional with your offense if that happens.
Well,
unless like your receivers are always covered and the check down is always there.
Well, or that's just a matchup. He's gonna draw this shit up, dude. He's doing matchups. And if your linebacker and your running back are your matchup, then that's what he's gonna do. At least that's what I'm gonna do. You know, that's how you win. You exploit the weakness, and you keep going at it until they fix it. And then if they're the Raiders and they can't fix it, then you just keep doing it. And then next week, the next team does it.
Until y'all figure it out.
Yeah, well, the Raiders didn't figure out that twist.
No, it's and the twist, right?
Yeah,
We didn't figure that out all year.
They can figure out the stunt all year long, bro.
Right, all year we couldn't figure it out. And it was running through the same gap all year. Literally was running through the same gap all year. That's crazy. Okay, so camp. All right, so camp this week. There was a lot of grumbling in camp about Trey Zoom, our favorite Swiss Army lineman. He was practicing right tackle. Now, the debate is he played left tackle, but he ended up playing center, but his arm's too short to box with God. So they saying he won't play left tackle, but we're looking at him at guard, but he was practicing at right tackle, which is DJ Glaz's spot. What do you think about, and Nation, what do y'all think about that he's practicing at right tackle? What is that telling y'all? What comes to your head when you think about him at right tackle?
Oh, I don't really. Well, Glaze is over there, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, are we gonna just kick him to the curb, or are we gonna actually try and see what went wrong last year, see if we can get his best foot forward again, or are we just gonna replace him? You know, and maybe they just got him over there learning something that he needs to learn in case something happens later on in the year. You know, they do got him working every position basically on the offensive line right now. So, you know, maybe that's just another thing they want in his toolbox, another tool. Hard to say.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you that I think it's more of a give him some reps at that position because you never know where he needs to come in at. I'm not looking too much into it, but you can't ignore it either, though. Right tackle, that's a good spot, man. Like, I think that's a hot position this year anyway. I think DJ Glaze better get him some right.
Yeah, but we already got a couple of guys right from last year we haven't quite seen yet. So, you know, they got, I don't know. We haven't heard anything about Grant and what's his name?
Rogers, yeah.
So we don't know how they're working out. We haven't heard anything about them. So, you know, I'm just like, so, you know, maybe they're good, maybe they're not.
That makes it an open competition to me.
Yes, it definitely does.
Now the competition is thick now because so we could say, all right, well, it was coaching regime last year. That's why Glaze, you know, probably looked bad. But at the end of the day, he was really the only lineman that really played all the games at the same position. So he was consistent there. So at the end of the day, he does have the leg up on everybody else. Now, what I'm thinking is going to happen in this training camp, and I don't know how many people actually have been through a training camp. Like they set the lineup, which is usually the veterans or whatever. It's up for them to lose their job, and it's up to somebody to take their job. Now, that's how I see Glaze. Glaze, you're there. That's your spot. You had that spot, but we know that it possibly could get better. It's not the weakest spot on the line, but that's a position that could get better because we've seen gradual progression, but we don't know what we have because we just drafted 3 linemen that we need to see what's up. You know, like you said, Grant hungry. Rogers is hungry. We brought in Burford. We still got Meredith, right?
Yep.
What other lineman we got? So that right tackle position is DJ Glazes to lose. Now, the fortunate thing about DJ Glaze is if he do lose this position, he still can come in and try to win a guard position or be a competent backup, one or the other. He'd probably be salty about that, but the competition is there. Like Kubiak said, may the best man win.
Yep.
So I
It
think
should be like that every
that's what
year.
it's going to be.
We should be looking to upgrade every position every year, bro. It's not just 1 year. Every year we should be looking to get better.
Yeah, so Frank Weber says, it tells me that when we go jumbo, Zoom will be the sixth lineman. Facts. Facts. Okay, let's see who you got, Freddie. Frank. You got Miller at left tackle, JPJ at left guard, Linderbaum at center, Rogers at right guard, and Grant at right tackle. That's his O-line want list. Wish list, want list. So Pizzle, not who's the best or whoever you think is the best and going to start game one. This is who would you like to see on your O-line? Who would be your five? And the rest of you guys put in the chat, just like this one, who is your five? Your favorite five?
I like this dude Zune. I'd probably put him where DJ Glaze is, at right tackle. I like JPJ, obviously. I like Lindenbaum. I don't know about Rogers.
Rogers or Grant?
Grant over there next to Colton Miller. But one of those two, I guess. I'd be like, that'd probably be that'd probably be my guess.
Yeah.
Because I think I'd rather put JPJ on the left side next to Colton Miller than have him on the right side.
I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that. Really. I think mines would be like Holton on the left tackle, either Grant or Rogers. Oh no. No. I would go probably Holton Miller, Trey Zoom, Linderbaum, JPJ. I don't know. I want to say Grant because I think he ready to make a leap. But so that means I'm taking DJ Glaze out. So hold on. Let me start from the right side. Grant, Glaze, Linderbaum, JPJ, Holton Miller. There we go. Yep. And I agree with you about putting Zoom maybe at right tackle. I mean, he played left tackle. That'll get him some reps at right tackle to get, used to the speed of the game. And then that way, if he is the incumbent to the left tackle, he's already at the tackle position. Because if you try to pull him from guard to tackle, that's harder to go from guard to tackle than it is to go from tackle to guard. So if we play him at the right tackle position, then that kind of primes him as far as footwork and technique to play left tackle. So I think that's my five. That's my favorite five. Let's see what you guys come up with. Well, I guess you ain't participating in that one. They don't know who they wanted the Lord. You don't know who you wanted the Lord yet. But I think that's a pretty solid line. We'll run the ball to the left a lot. And JPJ and Linderbaum and Fulton Miller will go crazy. What'd you say, bro?
Yeah, I think that'll be I think we just got to figure out who the last two guys are, whether it's going to be Glaze or Cole or or Rogers or whatever. You know, they're gonna have to figure that out. I think they pretty much know. They have three at least. You know, they have three that they know of for sure. Who's going to be 4th, 5th, and number 6?
So Raiders unleashed the Raider. He says, if they try to play zone at all positions, it make more sense for me to leave him as a backup that can play all positions. Well, I think he's going to be the 6th man coming off the bench anyway, though. I think they're going to end up going with some kind. I think they're going to go with veteran. Like Meredith will probably start until he just start not playing right. I think Meredith is probably like a good backup. I think he would probably be the 6th guy off the bench, maybe. Well, no, maybe the 7th guy, depending on if Zoom comes in and takes someone's spot. I don't think Burford is going to be the starter. I think he's a depth piece. But you never know because he has the tenure. So they might go with that. But I think it's going to boil down to camp. Like, I don't think all that's going to really matter if you're getting outplayed. And I don't mean like night and day outplayed. I think if a young player is close to the veteran, we might go young. For the simple fact that in that way, after this year, that person will be better than that lineman. He might be a little better than him now, but after that year, that gap is going to close and it's going to be different. Then we can release this guy, trade this guy, or do something. So I think if it's close, we'll go with Zoom or something like that. Are you guys most curious to see play, or offense or defense? What are you more curious to see play, or offense or defense? Great question. What about you, Pizzle?
I have to say the offense. I don't think that I'm too excited about what Coach Robbie's got going on. I don't know. Maybe he's got something special he's doing. I don't know. Man, I'm just haven't really been sold on Coach Robbie yet, or Coach Rob, whatever they call him. But I could be wrong. You know, I'll have to eat crow if I'm wrong. But you know, he coached the defensive line, and I'm not that all impressed with it. So, you know, moving him to defensive coordinator. I know he's been around a lot, and I am happy that we're going to try and run the 3-4 as a base. So hopefully we get to see that. So we'll just have to wait and see how he schemes it. But yeah, I think I'm waiting to see more of the Kubiak offense, see how it clicks, see if he's got it running together, you know, see if we got it together.
I'm more excited to see the defense. I guess I should have known that you was going to say the offense, but I'm excited to see the defense because I'm ready to see us get some turnovers on defense. We got some players that play like how I like to play, like how Charles Woodson like to play, like Asante Samuels like to play, like Champ Bailey like to play, like all the dreadheads that get interceptions that run touchdowns. Like remember when the Dreadheads first came in the league and they all was getting interceptions.
Yep.
I like that because that's something we haven't had on our defense in a while.
Yeah, but
Like,
that's a
what
lot.
do they
It has
call
to
it?
do with some of the player, but it has to do a lot with the scheme. Like these guys have been running like that, cover 3 nonsense all game. Like
Right.
bend don't break, and then you play zone when they get inside the 10. It's like, what the hell, dude? I don't get it.
The good old bend but don't break defense.
Yeah, that's to me that's the no-win defense. It's like the prevent. You're preventing the win playing the prevent defense. That's where all the garbage yards and all the garbage points come from. Is playing the prevent defense.
Raider on Lee said he want to see all of the above. All of the above. I'm pretty confident in our offense. I'm not saying they world beaters yet, but what I'm saying is I'm knowing that our offense is going to be like, wow, like, whoa, because we're going to call plays that we haven't seen. Like I said, I used to watch games on Sundays. After we play our game, we all watch other teams. It don't matter who it was. It could be Cleveland. It could be the Titans. I don't care who it is. Their play calling wasn't vanilla. They just didn't have playmakers, you know what I'm saying? But the play calls themselves wasn't vanilla. Our play calls were always vanilla, predictable, like hold your breath when the ball is in the air. Like, so I already know we're gonna have defenses where we got a bunch of different motions. We're gonna be running all kind of motion. Like we're gonna switch a lot, but we're gonna run a lot of like motions with our running back and tight ends and all that stuff. So it's gonna already look different. So I'm already thinking our offense is gonna be something to be amazed at, and then to watch our O line work. We're gonna see a big difference in our O line for the simple fact that, and this is for you, Pizzle, because we're gonna run the ball, right? And then when you run the ball and become a bully with running the ball, then when it's time to pass the ball, then it makes that so much easier. And I'm telling you, we're gonna run the ball this year.
Well, we ran the ball last year. We just weren't good at it.
No, we ran the ball at all the wrong times. we had no rhythm in running the ball.
I agree.
None. I don't think we had no rhythm running the ball. Frank Weber says, I'm excited to see people that 3-4, to see the 3-4, but the potential for seeing Mendoza play probably has most fans something to get excited about. And I'm glad you said that, because that don't have me excited. If y'all want to see Mendoza play, go play Madden. Like I saw today they was doing simulated game, and like Chat Sports was literally like it was a game day, and they were watching it. And I don't have no problem with that, cool, because people really itching to see some football, but they put Mendoza in. And I don't like that. I don't like it because look what y'all already sabotaging y'all quarterback already, which y'all know y'all should know Kirk Cousins is gonna start. But y'all so enamored. When I say y'all, I don't necessarily mean you, my brother. I just mean like the nation in general is enamored with the fact that we have this new toy that we just gotta play with. We just got to. Like we got the Lambo, but we can't wait till the Montessori kit comes so we can put it on. We want to go do donuts, like Pizzle said. Like, let's wait. Like, let's support Kirk Cousins. Like, why are we doing this to Kirk Cousins? Which was one of my topics tonight. And my topic about that was, why are we itching to get him out of the lineup? We want Cousins to fail so bad. We want to start Mendoza so bad. So much that I heard this week. This is what I heard, and I got big smoke for this. I heard that we should play Kirk Cousins 12 games, right? And so then we have a weak record. So we put in Mendoza the last 5 games, and he wins 2 or 3 of those, we still get a top pick in the draft. So we essentially tanking already, like from the beginning.
Yeah, I guess they don't have any belief in Kirk Cousins and what he's capable of doing. So, I think he's going to have a. Well, I'm hoping he has a good year. I mean, if he does, we're gonna win some games for sure. I mean, he's taken a team to an NFC Championship game. He's won a couple of playoff games. He's thrown for 4,000 yards multiple times.
7 times, I think. Yeah, 7 times.
So, and a lot of that was in this offense when he was in Minnesota. So I don't know why you would think that he wouldn't be able to do that now.
Right. Even if he don't throw for 4,000 yards, if he throw like 3,300, 35.
Yeah, that's still more than what we've seen in the last few years.
For sure. That's what I was trying to tell people. Like, man, like this guy is, first of all, he's better than Kirk Cousins is better than Mendoza. I'm sorry, y'all. I hate to tell y'all this. Just for the simple fact of this knowledge alone. Just on knowledge alone. The ability to lead the huddle, like those things that you saw Mendoza doing during pro day, this, and knowing all this, he ain't there in the NFL yet. He's not there because he don't know the plays like that. He don't know the alignments like that yet. He still don't know the footwork all the way with being under center. Kirk Cousins been doing that so much he didn't threw for 4,000 yards 7 times. And I keep asking people, name a quarterback that's better than Kirk Cousins that we got since Derek Carr. And then I was like, let's go so far. He even better than Derek Carr. And I hate to say that. He better than Derek Carr. So essentially, he's almost the best quarterback we had since Gannon.
Yeah, it's just whether or not he can come here and perform, and that's what we're waiting to see, if this offensive line is going to be able to hold up.
Right, like Carson Palmer is arguable. He's arguably not better than Carson Palmer, but arguably, yeah. So I'm not liking how we treating Kirk Cousins. Like, yeah, sure, the O-line holds up, but I'm thinking the O-line going to hold up at least half the time. Our O-line held up none of the time last year. So
yeah,
I think
well,
hold
not
up
only that,
the
offense is designed to get rid of the ball fast anyway. So you shouldn't be holding it very long unless they've already got them on the roll. And what I mean by that is if they've they've been setting up plays, multiple plays ahead of time, so they know that things are set up. And that's what I mean by when they're rolling, right?
Yeah.
So once they get rolling, once they get in a rhythm and the offense starts feeding, it's going to be they're going to have a succession of plays, and you're going to work on that until you get an incompletion or a drop. Because every time you're successful, you're able to move on. It's like I don't know. It's like Zelda or Super Mario Brothers. At the end of each level, you get to start again.
I love this analogy. We trying to take the new car out before the paint dry. Exactly. Like, come on. Chill out. Y'all acting like a bunch of people that ain't never had nothing. But then again, we probably have it. Like, a lot of these fans ain't never really, like, they not like us because, like, we've seen us at the pinnacle multiple times. I mean, granted, it was a long time ago. We actually still saw it, though. Like, we saw the Loch Ness Monster. Like, we know Bigfoot exists. Like, they ain't running around like, y'all just saying that, man. I'm tired of it. I just want to see it one time. Can I see it? I just want to see it. Like, no, it exists. Yeah. Right? So, yeah, so Mendoza's he's not better than Kirk Cousins, man. He's just not better, just on knowledge alone. I mean, even in camp this week, Mendoza, to his credit, he got big old feet. He got his foot stepped on by the center. I was telling y'all, I literally was, when everybody was crashing out talking, not everybody, but majority of people was crashing out talking about, under center is not that big of a deal. And I'm like, y'all don't even know. Like, y'all don't get it. It can happen to a veteran quarterback too, but it's just less likely to happen because of the footwork. Because you got to clear. Once you get that ball, you got to clear out of there because that center got to take that step to set the anchor. So you got to get up out of there. And one thing is this: I'm not overly critical about training camp. All this is where you're supposed to make your mistakes at.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody is trying to nitpick. Oh, his throw is tight. His spiral is tighter than his footwork. Like, bro, this is where they're supposed to work on stuff. Now, the only time majority of the time that you supposed to start gauging in one against another, because it is a competition, is when they go team. When they go team, and I ain't talking about 7-on-7 because 7-on-7 is a quarterback receiver drill. That's a drill. You're supposed to get completions. That's why some coaches get mad when you knock the ball down or intercept it. That's why Gruden got mad at Max Crosby, because he kept knocking the ball down on the 7-on-7 drill. And he was like, if you keep doing that, I'm going to cut you. But some players don't care because they're out there practicing batted balls. You feel me? So,
or interceptions. Woo.
Woo. Or interceptions. Woo. So when they go team though, when they go live, that's what we call. We going live. So that means when you on 11 on 11 or you at goal line and all that, that's when them check marks and did you see thems and make sure we look at this on tapes. Yeah. So let's not be so critical about the mistakes that they're making. Like, I didn't even really want to bring it up, like, because it's like it happens, but it's just also an indication that he just needs more work. That's it. And he's not going to usurp Kirk Cousins. They calling Kirk Cousins Matt Schaub. And Derek Carr's situation. It's not even Kirk Cousins is not a Matt Schaub, man. Matter of fact, let me look up Matt Schaub. Hey, Google, can I see Matt Schaub career stats? Schaub, SCHAUB.
Over a 16-season NFL career, Matt Schaub played in 155 games, throwing for 25,467.
Can I see his stats year by year? He did have a good time. He did have a good run, though. So here we go. Matt Schaub. He did have 3 4,000-yard seasons. He had 3. Kirk Cousins had 7. 29 touchdowns, 15 interceptions when he had 4,700 yards one year. See, he didn't start playing really good to the middle of his career. And then it's kind of like, let me see, he must have got injured. He played 10 games that year. Then he came back and threw for 4,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, rating of 90.7. Then came back, played 10 games, had 2,300. Then in 2014, he came to Oakland. He played 11 games. This can't be right. He went 5 for 10 in 11 games for 57 yards, 5 and 2 interceptions. Like, come on, bro. That's not even. And then he got bounced to Baltimore, where he played 2 games. Then he got bounced to Atlanta, where he played 4 games, and then 2017 played no games. In Atlanta, he played 3 games, and he played 6 games, and he played 1 game. So that is not the same, bro. That's that's a terrible comparison. I don't think your boy is gonna lose his job this year. Like, he not. He playing for a contract too.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen, man. He too veteran for that. He too veteran. So, and plus, like I said, he knows where the wide receiver is supposed to line up. He knows how to create matchups already. Because he's played games already. He knows how to exploit the defense already. Mendoza needs to learn how to make completions. Even Kubiak said that, make completions at this point before you start trying to do the magic. So that's just going to take time. So if y'all keep saying Matt Schaub, I got big smoke for that. Because Matt Schaub is not even close to Kirk Cousins. Like, what are we talking about? Let's see. Borak says Matt Schaub shouldn't beat out DC, who was a rookie. So that says it all. Yeah, well, he couldn't. Yeah, because he couldn't because he wasn't that good. He did have a couple good seasons with Houston or whatever, and the fact he threw for 4,000 yards, that puts you on the map. Granted, it puts you on the map. But if that puts him on the map, why wouldn't it put Kirk Cousins on the map? He had 7 of them. You know how many quarterbacks, how many times a Raider quarterback had 4,000 yards? I'm talking about out of all our quarterbacks. It was 6. 4 of them was Derek Carr. 1 of them was Carson Palmer. And 1 of them was Rich Gannon. And Kirk Cousins had as many as all of them combined. So I don't know why we're not rallying behind. I do know why, because we want to see Fernando play. Like I said, go play Madden then. But I did look at the little Madden thing that they were simulation, and our O-line was going crazy. I don't like to use an indicator, but it's not going to be like night and day off though. We might not be like a ranked 90th line, but we might be ranked 85th or 83rd. You know what I'm saying? So I did like some things I saw out of our O-line. I think our O-line is going to be probably the most improved position out of all of our positions. Remember, I said that here first. Let me see. Frank Weber said he was all right between the 20s, but he wasn't much near either goalpost. Right. You might be able to punch it in the red zone.
Well, that's always been our problem. We ain't been able to get it in the red zone since 2002 or before, We've had a shitty red zone run, bro. We cannot get in there. We like to kick field goals. There's the reason why Sebastian Janikowski's got the most points ever for our team.
For real.
Because all we do is kick field goals. That's pathetic.
That is pathetic. So what do you think about the Tokyo Toe then? Because his longest is 52 yards or 54 yards. How do you feel about that, bro?
I'm not feeling that. He better do something more than that, bro. Because we're gonna need 55ers or 60s sometimes. We've always had a big-legged field goal kicker.
No, I'm with you. We need a kicker that can kick 55, 56, 57, 58, and 59.
Some of these guys are kicking farther than that. Some of these guys are kicking 65, almost 70 yards right now, dude.
They with these balloon balls. Come on, 2 first downs after a kickoff, and then you can kick a field goal now?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Pretty much. I think they need to bring back that. I think they need to bring back the old kickoff, but I don't think.
Well, they kept saying people were getting hurt by that because they were running down there and wedge busting and stuff like that. I think we need to bring back the old ball, the old kicking ball. But this field goal stuff like that, I don't like that. 65-yard field goals, like that's half the field. Like that's like we playing arena league at this point.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
gonna be flag football with arena kickers.
Yep. It's definitely going to be flag football soon too. They're already playing the Pro Bowl with that shit. Trust me, they're going to bust it out. It's too dangerous.
Right. People can't even compare Cousins to Matt Schaub. Cousins is way better. Hey, but bro, I've been hearing it. I've heard it almost all over on several channels. That's why I hope I don't have to get to the point where I have to start clipping these people. Because I swear they be saying these things, and I'm like, that's why I do these Friday shows, and I'm either doing them on Friday or Saturday when the season comes out. Probably do them Saturday night. But they really was saying, okay, like, well, Derek Carr beat out Matt Schaub, and I'm like, you know, you talking about Matt Schaub, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you even watch Matt Schaub play? That should be my question. That should be my question. Do most people even watch Matt Schaub play? So, oh no. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was just about to go on. It says Cousins is definitely getting a better opportunity than Schaub ever did. Facts. Matt A with the G being silent is not good from distance. That's why I believe the Tokyo Toe will be our kicker when the season starts. And I agree with that, but I'm not excited about that. Not if his longest is 52. I thought it was 54, but I got corrected yesterday. It was 52. And I'm like, I don't care, 52, 53, 54, it don't matter. Both of them is like 48 to me. Like it's a 48-yard field goal. Like,
yeah, but they should be able to kick it from the 50, bro. That's
so that's 60
field goal.
Yeah.
Like they should be able to kick it from the 50.
So I'm hesitant on the Tokyo Toe. I am. I like the story. I just can't justify it though. I just can't justify it.
Not a 52.
No, not a 52. All right. Another person that they've been seeing in camp that a lot of people are excited about is Jeanty McCoy. He's out there practicing and doing this thing. Still no pads, no, whatnot, but he is out there. And this is what is being said about him around the league, or people talking about it, or ex-players that was in the league.
When you get Fernando Mendoza. Yep. And I believe he's going to be a good player. I don't know if he's going to be a generational player, but I believe he will be a good player. Yep. But I just feel like when you get Treydan Stukes, low key, that dude is really good. Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing, when you get a first round guy in the fourth round, that's a win. Jeanty McCoy may end up being, if he stays healthy, one of the best defensive players in his class. Big, fast, and he gets his hands on the ball. Yeah. I didn't think I would say the Raiders. Yeah. But I really, really like what the Raiders have done on the defensive side of the ball.
Biggest steal of the entire 2026 NFL draft, and it happened in silver and black. The Las Vegas Raiders grabbed Jeanty McCoy, and if this man stays healthy, oh my goodness, this changes everything for Vegas. First-round talent falling to the Raiders at a fraction of the cost. The athleticism, the instincts, the football IQ are all there. Pair McCoy with Fernando Mendoza, Brock Bowers, and Ashton Jeanty, and suddenly the Raiders aren't just contenders, they are Lombardi Trophy conversation.
Lombardi conversation. I'm
Yeah,
glad a
that's
lot of people are looking. A lot of people are looking real high, thinking real high of us. So, with that being said, who is your projected secondary? All right, y'all in the chat. Let me know, who are you projecting to be the 2 corners and 2 safeties? What you thinking, Piz? Pizzelle Washington.
the safeties are probably going to be Stukes and what's the dude from last year? I can't remember his name right now.
And
But yeah, and then it's going to be. I think our corner's going to be obviously one's going to be Stokes, and then I think the other one's going to be is going to be that McCoy or whatever his name is. I think that's going to be our other guy.
okay, I'm glad you said that. You think, I haven't thought this all the way through. Do you think they should start him?
Yeah, if he's good to go, why wouldn't you?
To preserve him, maybe?
Preserve him
To
for
bring
what?
him along slowly?
Well, no, I mean, you bring him in a little bit during preseason just to make, and you get him going in his OTAs, you bring him in a little bit, but, so he gets a little bit of work. But, yeah, we start him in the season, dude. Preserve him for what? We got to know if it's going to last or not. We're going to save him for the playoffs we may never get to?
No.
No, like you said, we just
thinking
break
maybe
him
you
in.
start somebody like a Derek Porter. Actually, I don't believe that.
We break him in like a new car, dude. That's all. We break him in slow. Make sure that his other knee's not making more of the load than the one that's not, because that's what you just said. That's what tends to happen. One tends to lean on the other more, and then the other one goes out. But and that's why they're working with them right now to make sure that don't happen.
Right, to overcompensate. Right. That's why they're charting them.
Yeah, I'm about positive that's what they're doing. That's why they're not overworking him. They're making sure that his conditioning's right and he's doing it, working it out right, and everything's right. Because they want him to come in and start. Exactly. They're not doing this because they don't want him to start, bro.
That's true. And you know what? Like I said, I hadn't thought about it because I'm under the school of thought that they have a pitch count for him, and maybe they start somebody else and gradually put him in, and if he go out there and make a play or two, he ends up earning more playing time. Now that's my just default thought. But now listening to you and using some kind of level of football common sense, like, let's get some value out of him right now. Especially if he's him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if he's him like that, Himothy, then he comes out and plays well and don't get injured, like, for real, then we got value out of him already. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people say if he plays through a whole contract and go to a second contract, we got value. I'm like, we ain't even got to go that far to get value out of him. We ain't got to go through a whole contract and then sign another one in order to get value out of him. We can get value out of him in 2 or 3 years. And even if he's only 20, and even if he was to play a year and a half and got injured, we still could let him sit a year and come back and play again.
Yeah. No, I get it. I understand.
So I'm with you. I think we should throw him out there. We should dang near start him.
Yeah, well, because, his knee's already been injured, right? So it's already been healed, right? Mm-hmm. So they're working it out right now, making sure, and they're putting him through the motions. So, like, I don't know. Maybe they will break him in slow, but I think they throw him out there and start him, dude.
Yeah. I kind of agree with you.
He's one of the best guys in the lineup. Why are you going to sit him? Don't sit that guy. You play him. You just gotta, like I said, you gotta break him in right, like a new car. You can't just get in there and dog him. You gotta make sure that you're exercising him and calisthenics him right.
I'm in the bucket, but I'm riding it like it's a Benz.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like you gotta bring it in. But I agree. I think we should start them. So you have Stokes, Stukes, McCoy, and who's the other safety? Oh, Jeremy Chin.
Yep, Chin.
Okay, who you guys got in the chat? I kind of think that is it. I think that's it. I might have to agree with you on that. I might have to agree with you on that. I think that's the projected starters right there for me. That's pretty solid too. That's actually pretty solid. Let's see. Barack says, I've been a Raider fan for 53 years since 1973. And I'm 63 now. And I know we want to win, but all the Raider Nation has to remember this ain't a one-year build. It's gonna take time. Facts? Right.
Yeah,
And that's what
I always say it takes longer than 1 year to build what is it? I can't remember the name of it right now because I'm high.
I was about to say you went there on us. You got to get another bong rip and come to your mind then. But I think that I've been a fan since '73 as well. This ain't a 1 year bill, and us elder statesmen, we know what it feels like, we know what it looks like, and we know in our mind what it takes to get the franchise in alignment or with the stars aligned up, right? And that's starting to happen now. But it's not a 1 year bill, so we don't need to spaz out in year one if something don't go right. We don't need to be like, I knew we should have went and got a D tackle. Oh, I know our wide receivers are the worst in the NFL. And like, bro, we got to rebuild the whole team. We legit rebuilt our offense, our defense, and our special teams. And y'all expect us to win.
Yeah, it takes about 3 years to build a dynasty, at least 3 to 4 years to build a dynasty. First, you got to get your quarterback, and then your offensive line, and then all your other pieces together. Your running backs, your tight end, your wide receiver, right? That's always the last piece is the wide receiver, by the way. And then you have to get your defensive line, your linebackers, and your safeties and your corners together. It takes about 3 or 4 years to get it going. And you got to hit, too. You can't just be missing in the draft either. You got to hit.
You got to hit in the draft, right?
When you don't hit in the draft, you get mediocrity.
Medium yogurt. That's what I call it. Medium yogurt. So I guess you're with me that Stokes is going to play safety. He will play some nickel, but he's going to be like the starting free safety, like Merrick.
Yeah, he's going to be a captain. Stukes is going to be the captain. Yeah, he's going to play. He's going to start.
He's going to be the captain. Facts. And I got the nickname for him, Big Cat. He's a big cat because he was a Millennium Tiger in high school, Arizona Wildcat in college, while playing in a field cat position. So he's a big cat. So I think, and he's going to have a C on his chest, and he's going to stand for cat. Because we got dogs on the offense and we got cats on the defense. They're going to be catting off. They're going to be getting picks, sticks and picks, scoops and scores. That's what sticks and picks, scoops and scores. That's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going crazy. I ain't saying that we're going to be the best in the league at defense, but I'm saying we're going to look a lot better than we've looked, and we're going to be opportunistic on defense. That's what I think. I think we're going to be opportunistic on defense right there. So
it's about time.
Time, right. So I think he's going to play safety. He will play some nickel. And see, even with that, I could see us having Palomau playing a little bit of free safety this year. Not to say all the time, but he do have to. He was getting burnt last year, so that way this year he don't get burnt as much. Like he has some experience. Plus, he's going to need to be able to play multiple positions because Jeremy Chin probably ain't going to come off the field, like, for real.
Well, they might play him at the nickel too.
Might play him at the nickel, or they could put Palomar. I don't know. Maybe Palomar can play. I don't know, but I think he's gonna play a little bit. He needs to because otherwise he's not gonna be on the field that much. Because if Jeremy Chin start playing the nickel, I'm talking about coverage wise. Then yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, we don't want Chin back there playing the nickel.
No. All right, let me wrap it up. Let's see.
Yeah, we got to get over the bends.
Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up right here. Barack says, so in saying that, what are y'all expectations for wins this season? If we only won three games again, would you be okay with that? Hell no. No. If we win 3 games, we have big trouble in little Las Vegas because if we only win 3 games, that's a problem. If we win 3 games next year, the following year we better win 8 or 9.
If we get if we win 3 games this year, we're getting a number 1 pick again.
That's true. We are getting a number 1 pick again, right? Oh my God, I can't even see us winning only 3 games this year, for real.
Yeah, I can't. Something really bad would have to happen to the offense.
Yeah, like all our linemen get hurt.
Pathetic.
Yeah, like all of our linemen get hurt.
Something, bro. Something.
Yeah.
Let's not even talk about any of that. Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood, right. Hey, thank you. Hey, guys. Hey, check this out. We about to go over to the Raider Ben. We're going to the Raider Ben show. We about to go over there. We ran a little late. I want to thank y'all for pulling up.
Yep, thank y'all.
Thanks for showing up. You know what it is, brother. And make sure y'all hit that like on the way out. And make sure you hit the subscribe button. And because this is going to be a good season. And we do a lot of good breakdowns. And we're going to have fun. And we're going to do all kind of stuff. So make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. He said, I'm thinking the same way. We should win at least 5 or more games. Vegas got us at 6.5. And they're like, we're going to go over. So we better win 5 games. We better double our win total from last year.
At least,
because I'm a Raider.
I'm a Raider, though.
From the Bay to LA to Las Vegas, because I'm a Raider.
I'm a Raider. From the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. Recipes to Al Davis.